when Crash Test Dummies were like a part of pop culture.
Are you talking about the toys?
Like the toys, there was like
The TV
show. There were like, but like there were commercials with them in it, like for car advertisements.
Yeah,
like the
right.
fact that we decided that was a part of, I mean, like it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Crash Test Dummies.
I mean, there was a lot of others,
Right, you're
there, but
yeah, but like
maybe it was like a psyop or something by the government to get people to wear their seatbelts.
that's a good.
It's the
Probably was.
It was like a government
Yeah.
plan. It was like, that's like, I was thinking about how, I don't even know what, there was a movie called Wizard, or The Wizard, or, do you know what I'm talking about?
The Wiz?
No?
No.
Oh.
Wizard. What was it about?
Wizard. Now I'm going to be real annoying and look at my phone. But I found out later, like, I didn't see the movie in theaters, but that's a whole other story, right? I wasn't allowed to go to movies when I was a kid.
Same.
I'm pretty sure it's just called, or The Wizard, something. Anyways, it was like pretty much Super Mario Brothers 3 advertisement. The video game for.
I think it was just The Wiz.
Oh, was it The Wiz? That's what I'm thinking.
I think
of.
so. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I've never seen.
I've never seen it either.
Have you? Okay. Yeah. So it's like
We're experts.
we're film experts, of course.
Never seen the movie.
No, but I was thinking about that the other day, and that's what made me think of that when you were talking about the Crash Test.
Yeah.
It's like how many things when we were kids were just like weird corporations funding stuff to sell us on something else.
Well, and not even and you know, I mean, there's obviously like the super darkest, like what if it was this conspiracy of like a deep psyops type of thing where they're like trying to mess with our brains, or maybe it's just like, hey, this is a great way for us to be able to get people involved with things and not have to spend our own money because we'll give somebody a write-off on it. Because there have been a lot of those types of...
There were TV writers that just had these great plots.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a vehicle, pun intended, to share these storylines.
Did you ever watch the show?
Yeah, I remember. I have vivid memories of watching the show, but I couldn't tell you anything that happened.
I don't think I ever saw a show, but I honestly hadn't even...
the toys. I had the Crash Test Dummies toys.
Yeah.
And they were cool. Because like the car... you could smash it into a wall and it would crumple a little bit and the doors would fly off and
then like the guy would like fly out of him or whatever. I never had any of the toys myself, but
you could push a button and their arms and legs would fly off and their head would pop off.
I had a couple friends that had them, and that was always cool. That was the extent of a lot of like the coolest toys. It was, I didn't have them, but I had a friend that had them.
That was always me with most of the video game consoles early on. Or I would have either the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, and then like a friend would have a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And I would be like, what are all these games? These are crazy.
Yeah, how do you play video games with 6 buttons
on
this? Why is this curved?
It's like a boomerang that's not quite a boomerang.
What is this?
I want my rectangle, hard edges, hard angles, little rectangle thing that stabs your palm of your hand. I don't want ergonomics.
Or just two round spots on a rectangle.
Okay, yeah. With the SNES.
When you get to the SNES.
Yeah. They had 4 buttons, and they had the shoulder buttons. So they were getting up there, but I think the shoulder buttons were better than 6 face buttons. Unless you were playing... The only time I think that was cool was like a fighting game. Yeah. Because you could get like... Because the fighting games always kind of had the low, mid, high attacks.
Right, yeah.
So you could kind of get to all of them with your thumb, and that was...
Which you can't really do with a modern controller.
No, you got to use bumpers and whatever. I guess that's fine.
It's a thing, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. But, I don't know. What was mind manipulation to think... Because I just think seatbelts... At least when I was a kid in the late 80s and 90s, like I never wore a seatbelt and my parents never wore seatbelts. Even after it was like a law in most states, I still don't think we wore seatbelts. So it's just
see, and the crash test dummies must have gotten to us like right off the bat because I don't remember ever not wearing seatbelts.
Really. I remember my dad built this conversion van, and he put custom chairs in there, and they didn't even have seatbelts as an option. Like my favorite memory about that was he special ordered these chairs for the van and like a bench seat in the very far back, and when he ordered them, only 2 came in. So the 2 captain chairs in the front came in, and that was it. And he was planning on getting them before we took a trip to Omaha from Rapid City, South Dakota. So 8-hour drive.
Right.
So for me, the child, I was probably at kindergarten, and I got a kitchen chair that at the time didn't really have any arms, but it was like a kitchen chair that was kind of like a clamshell design, but it was almost like a...
So he did get captain chairs?
2.
Okay.
For him and my mom. Driver, passenger, and that was it.
Oh, so those weren't even there.
They came in. Those 2 chairs came in.
But those weren't regular for the van.
They were the custom ones he ordered for the van. So the others were like on back order or didn't ship at the same time.
Okay.
But they ordered like 4 captain chairs and a bench, and they didn't all come in.
Okay, so 2 of them for the driver and the passenger.
But anything else wasn't there. So for me, it was this dining room kitchen chair that was like a weird something probably from the 70s, and it was like a desk chair. It spun and it had like 6 wheels or 5 wheels, like an office chair almost. So he put that where the chair was supposed to go, and he used like straps like you'd use on the back of a pickup truck to strap in cargo or something.
Oh, so he didn't take like the spots that there was like wheels, holes or things to like put in the...
No, he strapped it to the base of the van, and we went 500 miles, and every time he took a turn I went wee. And I just spun in this office chair.
Oh my gosh.
And he was so proud of that van, which he should have been. It was cool. It sounded tough. Like it was like a, had like 350 horsepower. It was like a custom built engine, like a hot rod of a van. So it was cool, but it wasn't safe. I didn't have a seatbelt, nothing. I just hold on and spin in circles sometimes while we were turning. And my favorite memory of that time was getting to my grandparents' house, and we were all going to go out to dinner that night, and my dad wanted to show off the van, and he wanted my grandparents to ride in it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even remember batting an eye as a little kid, but I remember my grandpa, obviously being the gentleman that he was, preferring my grandmother to sit in the kitchen chair while he and I sat just on the floor of the van. And I just remember my dad taking turns and just watching my grandma spin in circles.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of my favorite childhood memories. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's wow.
So,
man,
anyways.
I thought that my memories of having a station wagon for a short period of time where you had
you sat facing out the back window.
Yeah. And then I had some friends that had the much larger station wagon where it was 2 benches in the back that faced each other.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't quite facing backwards or forwards. But I think you took the cake there. My goodness. Did your dad should have just found all the kids in town and offered rides for a couple of bucks, that's an amusement park ride.
It really is. It's a dangerous one too. I mean, if anything would have happened, any type of a collision, it just would have been horrible. And I just couldn't even I couldn't imagine how he would have explained that to someone. If I would have died as a child in a car accident, and they would have been like, "Oh no, it's so tragic. This car accident. That's terrible. Accidents happen."
Yeah.
And what happened? And oh well, the kitchen chair swiveled him into infinity. He met
swivel chair in the
Jesus
back
because I strapped a kitchen chair in the back of the van, and he went flying out of it. I mean, At that point, the onus feels like it's on the parent, and it's not really like fate at that point.
How old were you at this point?
It had to have been probably around kindergarten. Yeah.
Okay, because now I'm just seeing that picture I've seen of you as a young lad with a bolo tie and a mullet.
Yeah, that was years later. That was like 6th grade when you saw that picture. Yeah,
okay, so you weren't quite that cool.
No, I was that cool. Yeah, I was much more innocent.
I was gonna say that would have been that's the peak vision I want to see right there.
Me with a mullet and a bolo tie would have been the best.
Eric,
the best obituary photo. Me, I was a super chubbing out. And I looked all arrogant. Like,
young kids spun to death in car accident.
Yeah, that would have been
that's such a dark thing.
Dark timeline there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, see, I survived just for such a time as this so I could share this story on the internet.
Man, I mean, kids these days will never have those kinds of experiences.
No,
growing up in the 80s,
we strap them down with everything we can. Like car seats are getting so like crazy now. I mean, you got bases and I don't know, probably. I mean, side impact airbags.
I got a little base, and it's also got these little like things that. It's like you can use a regular car seat belt, but then you can also these clips that go into these like metal hooks that are built into cars now for car seats, and it's just like that compared. I was telling my wife the other day with our car seat, like looking at how it actually like releases from the base and everything. Like it's just this tiny little plastic triangle that like goes in or whatever that like releases it, and I'm like that seems so small to hold you in, but comparatively to a spinning chair in a van, that's something. I'm trying to think.
I said all that to say the Crash Test Dummies didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work on my family. We were out there in the Wild West.
So what was this? This was like one of those conversion vans, right? Like
a big,
like those
80s looking
big 80s, like the ones that you always have, like the guys that'll in movies that'll like open it up and it's like
a Mr. T van.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like so, there weren't like any windows or anything.
No, there were windows in this one. Okay. He had it custom. There were like tinted windows on the side, and then there were like
they'd have to
ornament lights all around it too, like on
the inside or on the outside. Okay,
and they're like these 6-inch lights, or like kind of in between the windows. We got pulled over in Vegas once by the police because they were illegal to have those types of lights.
Was this before or after the benches came in?
At least at this point, we had all the seats.
The benches had come in. Okay,
everything was there.
Man, then I just had another thought of like somebody driving by and seeing you spinning around in the window.
Yeah, they were pretty tinted, so they probably couldn't see it. Yeah, but still, that would have been good.
Because I saw somebody the other day that was like sitting at a light. It was early in the morning. Clearly a dad, because there's a car seat in the back. I don't know if there was a kid or anything in there, but I kind of can just see the angle. He's got on a golf hat. He must have been pumped for the golf tournament that happened this weekend.
Yeah.
He's looking at his phone while he's waiting, and then all of a sudden, he's got a glass of coffee, like a glass, not like open,
like iced coffee.
Like, I don't know if it was iced. It may have been cold or whatnot, but it was just like
it's not like a mug. There's no handle.
I didn't see a handle, but it was like that would have been just as strange. Like you don't have a travel mug, but you are just drinking this coffee, and I'm just like, how do you not burn your nuts?
Mm-hmm. Seems bad.
Seems like or ice your nuts. I mean, either one. Like, seems like it's a really bad decision to try and.
I mean, I feel like it's dwelling on my father, but man, He always had a mug in the van. Always, there was no. Like,
and they had Travis. Stanley cup. I mean, they had those Stanley thermoses like back then.
But still, he'd just have a mug. I take it back. He had 2 mugs in his truck a lot. In his van a lot of times. Okay, and the first one was for coffee, just an open mug, no big deal.
Okay,
and then the other mug was cruise control.
No. Just kind of kick that over, and
he'd bend down when we were on the interstate. He'd get the car up to speed, and he'd wedge this coffee mug in between the side down of the floorboards or something, and the gas pedal.
Oh man, that's like the quintessential like movie. Something is stuck and trapped us, and we are going to die.
Yeah,
if
like
we can't
put a brick on the gas.
Yeah, the brick on the gas.
This was a little more throttled, because he could kind of put it in position to where it was going the speed limit or a little over or whatever, and then he just kick it out if he had to hit the brake. But it wasn't like you were hitting the brakes; you had to kick the cup out of the mug out of the way.
And you'd have to kick it and then hit the brakes. Yeah.
A lot of times there was a cooler in between the 2 front seats, and I would just sit there most of the time.
Okay, what was in the cooler?
Bologna. I don't know.
It wasn't sodas. It's bologna.
It was like cotto salami.
Make yourself a sandwich, or just
some bear claws. Usually we would eat bear claws and slap a piece of bologna on top of the bear claw.
Oh man,
that was like brunch. It was like. I mean, maybe tab soda would be in there sometimes.
Okay, there you go. It's a good breakfast. You got like some tab soda, a bear claws,
slice of
bologna on top of it.
We were eating good,
man.
It was good times. People now are just wussies,
Yeah.
Just got seatbelts.
Do what you got to do.
Health insurance.
Yeah. Who needs all that
baby stuff? Bunch of whiny babies.
Who needs all that junk?
We used to just travel 70 mile an hour with nothing to restrain us. It was fine. I didn't start wearing a seatbelt until I had a car that beeped at me. That was when I started wearing a seatbelt.
I remember that. I think when I first met you, that was like, I think 15, 16 years ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm. It was probably around 2007, 2008 when I started wearing a seatbelt.
I remember you saying something about the vehicle that you had the sensor thing that you had found the way to turn that off for the seatbelts, and your wife getting upset at you for turning that off. Yeah,
so I started wearing a seatbelt. But now I couldn't go back. It feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels weird to not have a seatbelt on. It feels very unsafe.
There are certain limits to where I will start going without a seatbelt, but it's like if I'm in my apartment complex and I'm like just a couple feet because I'm just like I need to get someplace, and it's I'm still situating myself, but I got to get moving.
Yeah. But like cruising down the interstate, that would feel weird.
No.
But whatever. It's just crazy how many people survived, and you didn't have like the internet and the global news to share all the stories of all the children that died in car accidents because there were seatbelts. So you didn't really have like, it wasn't
you didn't have the internet. You had the Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah, you had the Crash Test. Exactly. You didn't. They were trying to get you to wear your seatbelt, but it wouldn't work. If they would have had the internet showing you dead children every night on the news that didn't have seatbelts, then maybe it would have.
We might have been buckling up sooner.
But there's like, it's kind of a psychology thing. I think like you're like, oh well, didn't happen to me, didn't happen to anybody I know, so
that's
I'm
just
fine.
A whole bunch of hogwash, right?
Yeah. What's next? They're not gonna let me drink a few beers while I drive,
right?
I know. I remember seeing that video that went viral of that. Pretty much like someone saying that when they were talking about enforcing the seatbelt laws.
What are they gonna do? Not let me drink a couple beers?
And I'm not gonna be able to drink anymore while I drive either. There's no more freedom in America.
Yeah. Anyway, man. See, now we have to buckle up so that because we can get into crashes real easily from texting.
Yeah, that's true. Every person I pass now is just staring down at their phone. And it's like they're hunched over doing it too.
I used to be real bad at it. And
you're a texter driver.
I used to be a texter driver.
I can picture you as like a Balatro and drive kind of guy.
Oh man.
Yeah. You're just cruising around.
Maybe.
Oh,
no.
I got a good hand.
Yeah, that's a thought. That's a thought. No, I think it was honestly when we got a car that had some Bluetooth that I could set up and like listen to music.
Yeah.
Just like directly from the Bluetooth. I feel like that kind of made it more hands-free. I would pull my phone out to like pick music and then set it in the little cubby or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that kind of helped curb that. And now I got Apple CarPlay.
All that
so
stuff, yeah, I would say, I mean, I get it. Like CarPlay definitely helped me stay off of my phone.
yeah.
But I'm still just amazed at how many people are cruising around just staring at their phone completely, not paying attention to anything around them. But then I also have to wonder, like, are we as humans somehow evolving
to handle that?
To be able to, like, multitask that way? Like, it's just, I mean, not saying I'm advocating for people to do it, but it's just, I don't know how there aren't more accidents. I don't know how everybody isn't just, like, piled into everybody when I pass. Like, it feels like at least 50% of people I pass are looking at their phones, or people that pass me, and they're just flying by and just staring at their phone.
Right.
You know,
at least the guy that I saw on his phone like was setting the coffee down when he started driving.
I was curious about this guy. Yeah, I forgot to ask about him.
So when he started driving, the coffee was no longer visible, and he had the one hand on the phone and the one hand on the wheel. So
he's still dry.
He was still
crotch.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, I couldn't see inside the car.
No coffee crotch. Yeah, I'm not typically brave enough to do that. I've maybe taken a cup of black coffee I've already nursed a little ways down, and I'm run into Menards on the weekend or something.
Is that like maybe it's like a cool guy thing, right? Like,
it's me then.
I'm a cool guy. I can handle.
I'm not taking like piping hot fresh coffee in a mug, but I might have like some almost room temperature coffee I've been working on.
It feels like there is a certain sense of like cool guy mentality that like I've got an open drink, like not even like a can, right? Like I've got a full open drink.
Now I'm just picturing soccer moms with wine glasses.
Right? But I mean, like, same thing, right?
Just shaking it a little, sniffing it.
Gotta get you to practice.
Yeah. And I think it's illegal. Pretty sure that's illegal. But, yeah, I don't know. That's why they got... I mean, the cup holders have gotten bigger now, so we can have bigger thermoses and things like that. So we're making it as a society. We're good.
Yeah.
We're embracing technology, and
we're doing great.
We're all got Awala water bottles that are like sippy cups for adults.
Yeah,
those are nice,
but hold like 72 ounces.
Could potentially, I like the sip chug technology of an Awala. Are you familiar?
No.
So it's like, this is not an ad, okay? It's not an ad.
Hashtag ad.
But if you want to send us,
if you want to send us some
bottles.
No, what's the company again?
Awala.
Yeah, so Awala, if you want to send it.
They're like the new Stanley. They're the cool bottle to have.
They're the new ones.
But I got mine before they really took off,
You got yours when the Stanleys were cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Actually, honestly, yes. I
remember get a Stanley.
I remember getting my daughter a Stanley for Christmas, and then I got the Awala. But it's just like it looks like a normal, unassuming water bottle, right?
Right.
But you can pour it and like chug it, right?
Okay.
Or there's this little hole there, and you can just drink it, and there's actually a straw built into it, but it doesn't look like a straw. It's got this part where you just rest your mouth over and suck. That sounded weird. Anyways, water bottles.
Interesting.
Yeah. So coffee guy's good. Yeah. I think you're probably onto something there. There's like a certain amount of recklessness to driving around without a lid on something that conveys cool guy energy.
Yeah.
Because you're
it's like I'm dangerous.
I don't care. I don't need.
I'm dangerous.
I don't need lids.
I'm headed to Menards. It's a Saturday morning.
I don't need seatbelts.
Yeah.
I don't need lids.
I'm just a tired dad that's got this. This is my adventure here.
When I
open coffee.
When I hire this migrant worker to mow my lawn at the Home Depot, he's gonna respect me because I don't have a lid on my coffee.
Oh man,
that's the energy it's sending.
Yeah, that's the one. That's it.
Anyways,
that's the one.
Well, that's good.
We covered all that, I guess. Yeah. You know, I saw something this week.
Okay. What did you see?
I saw Jack made some waves and was trending on Twitter.
The Twitter guy, the guy that invented
Twitter.
That
invented Twitter.
He was trending on X.
Yeah, he was trending on the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
And then even had Elon Musk agreeing with him.
Does he still have an active account on there?
I guess. Oh, because he tweeted something.
I figured he moved to Blue Sky and it was over.
Yeah, I would have imagined that, but he tweeted about IP law.
Like IP wherever I want.
No, like intellectual property.
Oh, not saying, IP on the street.
Yeah, okay. It just said delete all IP law, and then Elon Musk said, "I agree."
Okay.
So
what's his angle on that?
I have no idea, but everybody that was responding to this and horrified about the idea of intellectual property law going away was like, this is like anti what that should be, having all these billionaires, or having a couple billionaires saying, yeah, let's get rid of this because those are the things that protect the little guys.
Because then they're just open to profit on stuff that they didn't make, right?
And a lot of the people were like, this has to be for their AI reading type of things to be able to get around having to get permissions from people to train their AI.
So it's like, I want my AI to be able to make Studio Ghibli pictures of everybody,
and I want to not have to worry about these things. Like that was what the assumption was, and I mean it makes sense, especially for Musk with
like Studio Ghibli and stuff like that. Like these artists that are upset about that, can't they just pull like a Scarlett Johansson? Because then she sue ChatGPT for stealing her voice when they added the voice thing. I thought because it sounded just like her, and then they had to change the voice. But I guess maybe it's a different thing because that was just a one-to-one. I don't know though. I feel similar.
I mean, I'm sure that they have a case to be able to do that. But I think there's a lot of people out there that probably don't have the ability to go like, this is definitively my thing, because it's again something that's warped by what the request is to make something.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting seeing that like had blown up the other day, going like, this is like it. And I mean, honestly, like it's a concerning. I mean, I think I said something about that last week.
I think I'm confused about the difference between copyright law and intellectual property. Is it the same?
I think
like same idea, or is that...
I think that they're similar but also a little different. I don't know exactly a lot of the specifics
then you have
of it
too, or you can patent a design,
right?
And then intellectual property would be like Disney owned Star Wars, so
that's so like if you created, so I mean I think,
but then they would also have a copyright on that too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe it's similar.
But I think that there's differences in like how long an IP lasts versus a copyright.
See, like Disney, they like fought copyright law for a long time because they didn't want people to be able to steal Mickey Mouse when it went into public domain.
Right.
So I wonder.
Yeah. So it's like
they are trying to protect their money doing that.
Right.
So what is the angle? Is there? Yeah, I guess I'm just curious because you've got someone like Jack agreeing with someone like Elon Musk, or Elon Musk, I guess, rather agreeing with him.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are they getting at?
And I don't know for sure if that's exactly what it was, but like that's what a lot of the different responses were saying was like, they're trying to profit off of us in new ways because it could train their AI and they wouldn't have to go through any red tape. which makes sense.
Is Jack making an AI?
That part I'm not sure, but okay. I think knowing that Elon Musk chimed in with, and I agree, he's got Grok, which feels like he just was like, that Grok guy's name sounds really cool, that football player. So let's just let's drop a letter and just call it Grok instead.
I was very confused when they announced Grok because I confused it immediately with Gronk, and I was like, wait, isn't there someone named Grok out there? Anyways, that is. I mean, speaking of AI, I asked AI to make I asked it what my dogs would look like if they were human beings, and it generated these two dudes, and now it's kind of scarred me and my family because we're just thinking about this weird dude.
These dudes now every time you look at your
hanging
dogs.
out, licking us. Just eating my toenail clippings and things like that. Like, oh man.
Well, I saw the picture when you posted it, and I made a comment. But the first comment that came into my head was not just about me feeling like one of the guys that your dog looked like me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I was like,
my dog Jake just generated you with long hair.
Yeah, but I was like. This looks like the first thought I had, and I was just like, I don't know how to nail this joke right, but with something to the effect of like, this looks like me and one of our other friends, and AI just made us attractive.
Yeah,
like
there's
just
sexy versions of
us
us.
the hot versions of us or whatnot. Which in and of itself was kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
But
it must have been searching my phone's photos and stealing all my information.
Hey, who are your friends? Let's see if we can try and match your friends up with your dogs, and then just morph them together.
Man's best friend.
We're animorphs now.
Yeah, my dogs are your personas.
Yeah,
that's
personas. I like it.
That's what the furries call their avatars.
That's true. I think you're right,
and I think that's the new PC way of saying spirit animal. Because we can't say spirit animal.
Yes.
Ever since they took the Redskins from us, and and the sports team. Mm-hmm. So now you say fursona.
Fursona. Yes.
Jeez, Kyle, I thought you were more PC.
Because furry is not an appropriate term, or
I don't know. I feel like furries. I think it's still people call them furries, but I feel like we're on the cusp of it being a slur. I mean,
Kanye's gonna tweet it out, and,
and then it's all over.
It's all over.
You just gonna call. I mean, I'm not saying we're about the business here on this podcast of inventing slurs, but if I were to invent a slur, I think furry is a pretty good one.
Yikes!
You furry. I'm not serving your kind at this restaurant.
As a hairy man who has a hairy chest, I think that's offended.
Different. I think it's different. You were born that way.
I was born.
You can't help that. You were born hairy. You choose to be a furry, okay?
Yeah.
That's a choice. You bought that costume. You decide to be a furry pervert and go to conventions and rub on other furries in hotel rooms. That was your decision.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's not that's a move.
That is a move.
If I had a restaurant, I'd put up a sign. It says no furries.
People are just going to be confused. Like, wait, I can't bring my dog into most restaurants. What's the difference?
No, your dog is welcome.
Your dog is welcome.
Your cat's welcome.
You're not.
But your pervert costume is not welcome. I don't know.
Couldn't you just say you have to take the head off?
I guess.
Be like those.
But that's weird because this restaurant just serves sloppy joes, and I feel like their furry hands would get sloppy joe meat all over it.
What if it's just a restaurant for furries, but they have to take the hats off? I mean, the head part off.
Yeah,
and it's just like that, like those sad pictures that you'll see of people in Las Vegas or in Disney World that like are like the Minnie Mouse, but it's like some dude that's like taking a smoke break.
You just make them take it off in front of a child, so the child is scarred for life, and they just start crying, and then that person feels bad.
Yeah.
That's the way you punish the furries. See, you're not just making your parents cry. You're also making these children
cry.
Okay?
You're hurting everybody.
Yeah.
You're hurting everybody by these things that you're
it just feels like a safe prejudice to have, you know? Like everything else, you know, we can all be a loving, kind world, accepting and all that, but I draw the line at furries.
Draw the line at first. To play the devil advocate here.
You furry.
I'm not a furry. I have only wore a weird teddy bear costume at a
comic book convention. I think it checks most of the boxes of furries.
I also wore a whoopee cushion one year. So
see, that's just like Halloween, though. That's like you were just playing Halloween dress up time.
That's true.
You're not
that other year I was an eggplant. So
see, you're not dressing up like a anthropomorphic fox.
Oh man,
that has illegal proclivities.
You're assuming those illegal proclivities onto the furry, though, are you not?
I just figured that was what they led with. That was like the first. That's how you got into it. See,
I mean, I can't imagine what everybody was assuming about my eggplant costume.
They just thought you were a funny, cool guy. They're like, this guy's funny and cool, and he dressed like the emoji penis, and it's funny. We like it.
Oh man. Yeah, now I have a daughter. That's a
weird transition.
That'll be a weird, like, what in the world were you thinking sort of conversation if she ever sees those pictures.
I mean, by the time she's old enough to figure out
emojis won't even be real,
and eggplants won't exist because the world will be a dry husk of desert. It'll be like Dune out there. So
it'll all be about the spice.
Yeah, they'll be like, what's this purple thing? What the heck is color?
What is color?
Yeah, where did you get this? What is this?
Everything is taupe and gray.
Mm-hmm. We just want a little bit of water to drink, let alone grow an eggplant.
Yeah,
how do you do that?
That's true. True. You make an excellent point.
You'll be fine. You won't have to explain anything.
But I don't know that we'll quite see that because our oceans will rise first before everything will dry out.
I'm just being a liberal extremist.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just spreading my liberal agenda on the internet.
I mean, if you can't share it there, where can you share it?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten an eggplant. Just gonna confess that. That's what we do. This is like a...
This is confession.
This podcast is like a little box in a church.
Yeah.
Where you sit next to a man and you can't see him and you say things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, wait, are we So...
Right now, you're my priest. So
I was going to say, is the listener the priest?
Oh, yeah, the other side of the camera is the priest.
We can't see them. We're separated from them.
That's good, and we do couples confession.
It's a shared couples confession.
I've never eaten an eggplant. I don't even think I've tasted eggplant.
I think I've had an eggplant before.
That's bad, huh?
They're not, like... I feel like it kind of is like squash. Or like, it feels like it belongs to the squash family.
I like zucchinis. I'm all about the zucchini.
I like zucchinis. I don't. Yeah, honestly, it's more like a zucchini.
I feel like an eggplant though is more challenging and difficult to prepare and get it like done enough and not like super mushy because it's so big. I don't know. That's why the Italians, they just fry it and they give it to you and they call it eggplant parmesan.
Yeah, parmesan that thing.
There you go.
Just parm it.
It's like chicken parmesan for your vegetarian friend.
I mean, it's going to taste great, right?
Yeah, at that point, this is like fry it.
It's vegetable. It's good for you. Mm-hmm. It's good for you. You'll get some of the nutritions.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something
and it'll
in there.
Taste great.
There's maybe some fiber left in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Helps you poop.
Yeah.
People need to poop. It's good to poop.
Power to the poopers.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people poop every day, I heard.
Are you saying you're not one of those people that poops every day?
I'm not one of those people. No, it's interesting to me. I don't know.
Interesting. You probably need more fiber.
I guess I need more fiber.
That'll help you.
I do get a lot of Instagram ads that tell me I'm full of poop.
Yeah.
Not my opinions or anything, but literally,
Yeah. I mean, if you're not pooping every day, you just literally full of crap.
Your intestines are just...
Yeah. It's just literally all they do.
Dog piled in there. There's a traffic jam. You could lose 10 pounds overnight. Is what I hear.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it depends.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I got some fiber gummies. I'm at that age now. I eat those.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
Daily. Taking my fiber gummies.
Yeah.
I'm still not pooping every day.
Still not every day. You're just not drinking enough out of that fancy water bottle. Got to suck it down.
Is it the water makes me poop now?
Well, I mean, water helps.
Oh, okay.
Helps.
I'm dehydrated, is what you're telling me.
Maybe.
I've got Dune going on inside of me.
I got Dune inside.
I'm doing
duned.
I'm doing a Dune inside of me. And I need to do a Duke.
Doing a Dune and you need to Duke. Yeah, that's the ticket right there.
Does that mean Timothée Chalamet lives in me? I invited him into my colon.
Chalamet.
Was that your Adam Sandler?
That was my Sandler. Okay. Was it good? It must have been at least okay. That
it felt like you were holding back. That's all.
Well, probably a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like you were guarded at Sandler.
I mean, I figured that you would know because you are the biggest Adam Sandler fan that I know.
Yeah, it's second. Like
you've probably got like alerts on your phone for any Adam Sandler news.
No, but it comes to me,
it finds you.
And I'm also a huge Conan O'Brien fan, and so seeing I had to watch the Oscars. I haven't watched the Oscars in years and years and years, but when I saw Conan was hosting, I had to watch it, and to see both of them on there was a nice moment for me.
Nobody slapped Conan this year, right?
No, and some of his jokes were pretty they were there.
Yeah.
But he got after a couple people and it was fun.
I saw a video a couple weeks ago. It was just little trail, but it was somebody had taken a clip from when Will Smith's son was presenting something with Little Miss Sunshine, and they were like, it was like years ago. They were presenting
the movie Little Miss Sunshine.
What's her Abigail like the little girl.
Oh, that was in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Abigail Breslin or something and Jaden Smith are like on stage doing a little scripted banter back and forth before they announce something, and she asks him something about enjoying doing a movie with his dad, and that he made some joke or something about like, I thought it was going to be cool, but then it turned out to be a serious like movie or whatever. It was probably like The Pursuit of Happiness or something.
Yeah.
Because that would have been about the age that he was at. And then they spliced it with Will Smith from like 2 years ago. Get my name out your mouth.
Oh, my wife's name out of your mouth?
Like they'd edited it to him saying, get my name out your mouth.
Oh. Okay.
And it just cracked me up because I'm like, the internet, for all of its terrible things, we still get wonderful little nuggets like that just make me laugh.
Yeah. I know. I get really caught up in that too. And then I think one thing with TikTok is it's like memeception, where the more you watch, then you start to realize there's kind of a thread of trending memes that are happening, and then it just keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. And you can lose that thread, but it is sometimes fun to just be part of an inside joke. And sometimes, sometimes it's just the internet. It's just one big inside joke. It's just an inside joke. Yeah. So it's all good.
So we're all connected by these jokes.
Yeah. It's the connective tissue of all of us.
Yeah.
Speaking of connective tissue, why don't we give our patrons something to listen to?
I did not know where that was going for a second. I thought you were going back to the needing the fiber gummies or something.
Oh yeah, no, I probably still need that. But yeah, let's Stay tuned over on Patreon if you want to hear more.
Yeah.
Go subscribe there, or whatever you do. Pay to us to be a Patreon.
Just pay $1. That's all you need.
It's something
Get
like
access.
That. Yeah, I think that's it.
Maybe
I don't remember.
I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't
remember the tiers. I'm sure if it's not $1, write us a letter. Write us an email to bringingstuffup@gmail.com and say, "Hey, what did you do?"
I just realized the sun has gone down.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I see myself twice in here.
So here we are now on Patreon. Yes, welcome to our Patreon. That's and if you're watching this right now, you see that I forgot to turn the TV off, and that's what you were just commenting on.
Yeah, I figured I might as well.
People can just look
patrons.
At it. Yeah, it's behind the scenes right there.
We're family.
You can see the reflection of the TV that's broadcasting from an iPad.
It's high technology right here.
It is. The fact that the camera can adjust with the bright sun down to the no sun is kind of cool.
It's remarkable.
Anyways,
thank you, Tim Cook, for your considerations.
He invented Apple. Tim Apple. I think his name is
Tim Apple.
Apple officially.
Thank you for the promotional considerations.
This episode brought to you by Apple. What? I just saw your hat said Milwaukee. Is that the Tool or a sports team?
It's a Brewers hat. I actually got it in the stadium, but I liked that it was. I didn't find the hat that I wanted when I was there. This was on a trip that we took my grandfather overnight. Got a hotel, and he only brought his jacket along with him.
Oh, he didn't bring a suitcase.
Didn't pack anything.
Oh, why? What was going on with Grandpa?
I don't know. He's 90, I guess he would have been 88 at that point.
And no one thought to maybe say.
No, we did say.
Pack
don't
an overnight
you need
bag.
anything? No, I'm good. Just got in the car. He was upset that we were pulling into the parking lot at
sounds like
8:05 when we'd said 8 o'clock. He was standing in the parking lot waiting for us.
Sounds like a teenage boy that just sleeps in his gym shorts and wakes up and goes to school. But I guess maybe that's just the advantage
the cycle of life.
Getting back to you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I may have just pooped my pants.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Right. He did remember to bring his favorite pocket knife, which they confiscated at the ballpark.
I went to a Crawford fight in the arena here in Omaha, boxing.
Yeah.
And I had bought my dad a nice pocket knife for his birthday a couple of years ago. And as a gift, I bought him a ticket to this. And he's a big boxing fan. And we went and stood in line. And we saw the security. And he kind of was like, oh, I got my knife on me. And it was a small little thing, but still they're going to confiscate it too. And I was like, oh, shoot, what do we do about this? And he went in the bathroom and he lifted up the trash can and hid the knife under a trash can. Needless to say, when we returned after the fight, that knife was gone. So that didn't work out.
Who's looking for a knife?
I think it was the type of R2D2 trash can that you lift the whole thing, the whole metal thing up,
to be able
to
change it.
So I'm guessing they changed the
Somebody
bag,
found it.
and one of the custodians were like, "What the heck?"
Yeah. Well, it was a good idea.
It would have maybe, but that thing probably filled up with paper towel pretty quick. So, anyways, so your grandpa, he lost his knife.
He lost his knife. He was not happy about it.
He didn't pack a bag. He just slept in a hotel in his street clothes.
No. Yeah.
He just laid there.
Just clothes that he was in.
I don't know your grandpa at all, but I imagine he was wearing some slacks. Was he wearing slacks?
I think they were just jeans. He had some
slept in jeans.
I'm sure he did.
He didn't just take them off and sleep in his underwear.
I don't know. I was like, I am not tucking Grandpa into bed. I left that job to my father.
I'd be curious. I'd be asking. Did Gramps have a V-neck and some boxer shorts on?
I mean, he probably did, but who knows? I don't know.
Slept in that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got some good undies and a t-shirt, undershirt, you're ready to go swimming,
right?
To a baseball game and a sleepover.
To a baseball game, anything.
Yeah, you're good.
Anything.
I think Grandpa's just efficient. He's on another level. Like, we're out here packing bags, and Grandpa's like, whatever.
Yeah. That's true. I did have a bag, and he didn't. Yeah. But yeah, we didn't get that knife back.
Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, how bad can your underwear really get? Just an extra 24 hours.
That's true.
I mean, I know it's
not great, but
your first day of wearing your underwear, it's bad. I get it. Like, there's things that can go on down there. There's sweat.
Yes.
Leakage. Dribbles. Who knows what kind of funky
mysteries
business.
Of the universe can happen.
But still, it's already going on. I think you could go 2 days.
Yeah.
And probably be okay.
Yeah, you're probably going to be all right.
Yeah. Before people even notice the smell. That's probably like 4 or 5 days, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it was 8 a.m. or so that we picked him up, and then went to the game that night, and then the next day drove back, had some breakfast beforehand that was disappointing for him.
He didn't like the breakfast, huh?
He just wanted a pancake and an egg, and that was it. And
what
we
did
were
they
like,
give
well,
him?
the kids' meal has this. No, it's got bacon. I just want a pancake and an egg.
He's watching his cholesterol. He don't want to die.
I guess, yeah.
You guys are trying to kill Grandpa.
You could order that, and someone else will eat the bacon. Like,
oh, okay.
Can you just.
He didn't want to be wasteful,
That's probably.
He was watching everybody's cholesterol.
He was watching everybody's cholesterol. No one should eat this.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was an interesting trip. So yeah, I picked this up. It wasn't the hat that I wanted, but I like it. It's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like the tools.
Yeah,
but that would be red.
I think that's the play on it. It's like the tools, but it's with the Brewers colors. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know. Sport's good enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
they had the dark blue and tan color in the 90s and early 2000s before they went back to the real yellow and blue.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooh, there's one other thing that I wanted to bring up, unless you had something.
No, go for it. My brain is a blank void right now.
I saw that, and I haven't watched this show. I haven't watched the show in years. I think I only saw parts of the first season. But Black Mirror, they had a new season that just came out.
Yeah, I did see that, but I haven't watched it.
And there were some people that were saying one of the episodes was messing with them because they were getting different images.
What do you mean they were getting different images?
So I think what they did is they essentially assigned different versions of the episode to different people.
I heard that. I did see a headline that said like, Black Mirror's gaslighting its viewers with 2 separate episodes or something like that.
Yeah, so it was like this. I don't remember what it was specifically, but it was there's like some chicken restaurant or something that they have an advertisement on somebody's screen, and it's spelled differently depending on which version you get.
Is that the only change?
Yeah. So it's just like this, like it's like either Bernie's or Barney's or something. Same logo and everything, but like somebody had shared the screenshots of like, this is mine and this is my friend's. Like, we're getting different versions. And it made me think of, your idea of everybody's just going to have their own tailored AI TV shows that nobody knows what anybody else is talking about.
Talked about that last week. It was prophetic.
Yeah. Barney's. What do you mean? It's Bernie's. Are we watching the same show?
What was that thing where people heard the MP3 different, the audio thing differently? Yanni and Laurel and Yanni.
Laurel and Yanni.
Yeah, but this is different. But still, I find like that though. Honestly, I find that kind of incredible. Like, I love the idea of creators, like artists and TV and filmmakers just screwing with people a little bit.
One,
like, that's really creative and fun.
I like that because it's somebody that's doing that. But that's kind of creepy that we were just talking about that last week, and I saw that and I was like, oh no, it's happening.
It's already happening.
It's happening.
I just spoke it into existence. Yeah,
we didn't even know.
Yeah. Speaking of, you were talking about your grandpa earlier, and this brought something. It brought something to mind. I was at an event at one of my children's school events. Like it was a musical thing. And I went to the bathroom, and there was
found a knife?
There was an older. No, I didn't find my father's knife or your grandfather's knife. But I was at the urinal, and I heard some rustling going on in the bathroom, and I thought maybe it was like a middle schooler getting up to no good or something. Doing biz bops or hype docs or whatever kids do.
Trying to upper decker those.
Yeah. The
non-upper decker toilets.
Yeah. Anyways, I go to wash my hands like a good upstanding citizen of this United States of America.
Yeah.
And a gentleman walks out of the bathroom, much older gentleman, a silver-haired
big
man.
old white beard.
No.
Okay.
But he seemed, I don't know what he had going on, but he did have what appeared to be like an adult diaper, or almost like an adult diaper liner thing that maybe went into his undergarment, that was visibly filled with urine in his hand, and then he just walked to the trash can and threw it away, and then proceeded to walk out. So that was weird. I was kind of like a little bit disturbed. I was like, for one, it took you way too long to take that off, whatever you were doing in there, and then to just walk out. Like, I almost would forgive it if it was like the dude walked in, ripped off his little like whatever adult diaper and just threw it away and walked out. But the fact that he was in there so long makes me think that there was a struggle going on or something. And then like maybe you should wash your hands, just because I don't know what was going on.
The washing the hands,
yeah. So that was just weird.
Maybe it was a struggle to get the new one on.
Maybe that's what was going on.
Or a struggle to
either way
decide whether to keep it.
I think it's another old man thing. It's like the whole being naked in the gym and not caring.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I think it's, at that point, like even the courtesy hand wash, where it's like maybe you didn't intend to wash your hands when you're walking out, but there was someone else in there.
Somebody that was in there
holding you accountable.
Yeah.
It's time to wash your hands, And this guy was just like, no, I don't care anymore. I just got this diaper. I need to get out of here. Anyways. Yeah. Yikes. Bathroom etiquette's weird to me all around public. Like I'm a shy pooper. I don't want to poop in a public restroom if I can help it. And I don't understand the people that hear you walk into the bathroom and then decide to wrap up the business right then. Like they want you to know they were in their poop. Like you walk in and all of a sudden you hear things wrap it up. Toilet paper rolling, flushing, pants coming up.
Well, you don't know how long they've been in there. Maybe
it seems too coincidental that it happens right when I walk in every time. Like you want to parade yourself in front of me and be like, I made that smell. Look at me. It's like I don't want anyone to know I was in there doing that. I will wait. If I hear someone walk in, I will wait. I will find something else to do on my phone until the people leave.
I have had that happen where I have heard somebody walk in and been like, "Oh, I don't know how long I've been in here. I need to go." Like I need to. It's like the somebody knocking on the door type of thing.
What's happening? Yeah.
Because it's easy to just look at your phone for a while and get lost. And
the other thing that's weird to me is when you walk in and someone's blaring volume on their phone. Like they're watching TikTok or Instagram and it's just so loud.
You think they're just like trying to drown out the sounds?
I don't know what they're doing. They're just in their own world. Like that little thin metal door just separated them from the rest of existence. And they're full blast watching some tutorial on, I don't know, woodworking. And they're in there laying pipe. I don't know.
No,
I mean cable.
I don't know.
I think laying pipe is something.
Pipe is the right term.
I think I was thinking of laying cable is the term. To be
That's
officially on the record,
thing.
They were not laying pipe.
Oh, that's too good. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of public bathroom pooping. Mm-hmm. I understand it's a necessity.
Yeah, you got to do it.
But I am a fan of just the ridiculousness of the acoustics in those bathrooms when people have a
whoever invented it just doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, doing it in your own house is bad enough, but then in there, it's like Apple designed every public restroom to be the most efficient fart echoing mechanism
it's true.
possible.
And I am the child at almost 40 years old who is always giggling, whether it's something that I made the noise or I'm just standing in the urinal and someone is a couple of stalls down and made the noise. It cracks me up. I don't know.
Help it. You just like fart sounds.
I mean, it reminds me of this thing that I saw once online. It was kind of a meme, but it's like this video with a guy who's like, if you don't really laugh and find joy in farts, you're choosing a life with just as much farts and way less joy. And I mean, there's sage wisdom in that.
I'm probably one of those guys that's like, I'm not like the most amused at fart. The right timing, everything. Like I can appreciate a good fart joke, but I'm not like it's not my default to find humor in it. But that statement makes me feel like I'm a bad person now.
Yeah, I mean, you're
robbing myself of joy.
You're gonna have a life with just as much farts, and you're choosing to have less joy than you could have. Yeah. That's something to think about, you know?
I always thought my farts had a magnetic pull to them. Like, I'll be at my office at work or something, and I'll be like, I'm going to sneak one out here.
And it just pulls somebody into your office.
And then someone shows up. I'm like, how'd that happen? Every time. And it's always the smelliest thing I've ever created, too. And I'm just like,
man.
I've even like done the thing where I like immediately stood up like I was heading out. Like I met them in the doorway. What are you doing here, Tim?
Walk with me.
Yeah, we're good.
We need to evacuate this area immediately. I think there's a gas leak in my office.
Natural gas leak is a problem. But yeah, anyways, well. All right. Do you have something else to say?
No, that was a good one. I think we got it.
Yeah, I think we did. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yes.
That's good. We did it. I like your yellow Crocs.
Thank you. They used to be brighter.
It's fine.
I need to wash them again.
It's the